Hey guys, it's me, Aiden, and we're gonna build a gaming PC today. I've got all the parts here, but we're gonna need to assemble this thing. Obviously, to power the computer, we're gonna need a power supply, so this is gonna go in first, because it's the most important. So let's try to get it in here somehow. How do you put this thing in here? Maybe I can. Maybe the power supply doesn't have to be in the bottom. Why can't the power supply be with all the other parts? Go ahead and do that, and then maybe we can kind of just let it rest, like right here. We can just let it rest there. Got our motherboard right here, brand new RTX motherboard. Beautiful. Let's go. I think we put it in this way. Put that in there. We're gonna have to screw it in. I gotta pull this part out. There's a few modifications that need to be made so that these parts will fit. We don't really need that. Let's just throw that away. All right, now we can finally put our motherboard in place. Now, problem is, I don't have any screws for it, so we're gonna have to just find some screws and put them in. Or maybe we can do it smarter, not harder, and we can just go ahead and tape it in. You know, tape is a lot more reliable than people think. You know, tape can be used for a lot of things, including PC building. Just tape that in right there. Let's get one going right there. There we go. Right here, right here maybe, and just. You know, the thing about PC building is kind of you really have that creative free range to do whatever you want. And if you make mistakes, you just think back to what Bob Ross said. Happy little accidents make mistakes. Alright, so now that our motherboard is in there, we're going to have to go and put in our CPU. I forgot the CPU. I'll go find it. Alright, we've got our CPU right here, a nice Ryzen 9. Just open this. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is pretty beautiful. Let's just go ahead and get that open. Oh, that's fine. You know what? Blow it off. You know, here's another myth in the PC building community. You really don't need thermal paste. You can really just use like any substance that you want, just as long as it's cold. So I've got this glow-in-the-dark Elmer's glue that we're going to be using to cool down our CPU. Just go ahead and get like a nice glob going there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, fat glob, beautiful. All right, you can see that we have our glob right there. Let's just go ahead and press it down. Make sure it's nice and firm. There we go, and now it's in place. We can go ahead and close it. And just close it. There we go. Get in there. Piece of shit. Sometimes your parts just don't want to fit in place when they're supposed to. They just don't want to fit in place. Get the f in there. You know what? This is a job for tape. Or more glue. We can just glue it all around. Let's just get that glue on there, man. It'll just set in place and then we don't have to worry about it. Work smarter, not harder, is what Bob Ross said. I'm lying, he didn't say that, I said that. Alright, now, Alright, now that we have that done, we can go ahead and put on our CPU cooler. I got a nice, it's just a basic CPU cooler. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. It's just mid-tier. Now, I kind of underestimated the amount of glue that we need. We actually need a little bit more glue to get this CPU cooler on here, so let's just go ahead and get a fat glob going. That's tasty, you know, that's pretty good. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and put that in there. Just make sure it's in there firm. If it's not in there firm, then it might fall out while you're playing, and you don't want that happening. Okay, yeah, that's in place. I'm thinking we do the RAM next, and then we'll do the graphics card after. We got some, we've got, how much is this? Let's just say 16 gigabytes of RAM. That sounds good, right? That's a good amount of RAM. Now we're just gonna go ahead and put these down so we can put the ram sticks in there. Now what you want to do when you're inserting these, you got to line it up, okay? Line it up, make sure it's in between the slots. Now this is kind of the scariest part because you don't want to crack it, okay? You don't want to crack it or else that's it. One small mistake with these ram sticks and you just lost $500. So what you want to do is you kind of want to get on both sides and just press it down very slowly, and you got to do it slowly but forcibly. So just be very careful and don't just be very careful and don't crack it. Wiggle it a little bit. Maybe this is a bit of an older build and it's not quite working right. It's not really working right. I'm thinking maybe we got like a faulty motherboard is what's going on here. Oh, come on. Sometimes when things go south, you need a hammer. I'm not gonna smash it with the hammer. I'm just gonna use this back part to kind of wedge it into place. You know what I mean? Maybe, oh wait, it's coming out of place. Actually, maybe we might have to smack it a little bit. Hold on, it's falling out of place. Maybe we just gotta use a different slot. Maybe that's the problem. This is just a slot. Maybe. Let's go ahead and get that into place. Just. Oh, I don't think that was supposed to happen. You know what? That's why they make more than one slot. That's why they make more than one slot, is for this exact reason. See, if you accidentally break something, then you have another chance. We'll just put it in and just hope for the best. All right, time for our second bar. All right, time to get it in. Here. We need some force. There we go. All right, now that our RAM is in place, we can go ahead and put in our beautiful graphics card. This is an RX 580. I actually don't know which slot to put it in. I think we just slot it in. Slot right here. This is getting in the way. Hold on. All right. Let's just get it in that slot right there. I think it's in. No, it's close though. You know what I don't understand is why do graphics cards have this little notch on the side? It's getting in the way. It's kind of getting in the way of what I'm trying to build. So I think we have to smack it off. All right, there we go. See, that didn't break anything. It just made it, let's say, better. All right, it's in place, it's in place. All right, now we just gotta press it in. You see, this is kind of the same instance as the RAM. We gotta be very careful, but we also gotta be pretty firm. So let's get it in there. Get it in there. So let's get it in there. Let's get it in there. These older graphics cards are a little hard to use. A little aggravating. Sometimes they don't work how they're supposed to. Ow! Come on! Oh. Get in there. Get in there. There's nothing that a little work can't fix. I think with a little bit more beat down, it'll be able to work. I think you just kind of gotta slam it. You just gotta slam it. If we slam it, then it'll get into those notches, and it'll get in there. We're gonna have to fix that in a second. Ow, you piece of shit! I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. God! I think I know what the problem is. We need more glue! We need more glue! That's what we were missing. We just kinda gotta get a little bit glue on here. Ooh, what the... We just gotta get a little bit of glue on here. And there we go. Alright. And just kinda do what we did before. And just get in there like normal. And a few safety taps. Alright, it's in place. I was gonna wait until we got all the parts in to mess with this power supply. I think we can probably stuff it down here. Just kind of get it in there. a little bit. Just kind of get it in there. Just kind of get it in there. Maybe get it down in there a little bit. Now we're gonna use a little bit of Elmer's magical liquid. This is gonna kind of just speed things up and just, you know, increase the overall quality of our computer. So we're gonna kind of just put that in the holes. There we go. And that is how, wait, hold on. This is out of place, hold on. There we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you build a gaming computer in 2026. Thank you. Alright, this thing sucks. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? I gotta get a job. This computer, this stupid computer, useless!